Hello, hello, welcome. This is Unit 7. We're breaking Unit 7 into two different parts, radicals and exponents. This week we're focusing on the radicals. Let's get into this first notes section. The first part, you'll see our notes are totally blank. So you're going to go ahead and fill in what I have filled in and we'll work through them together. Let's see, I'm going to try and move some of these over here. Let's see if we can. There we go. All right. So the first part is simplifying square roots. Now, when we're simplifying square roots, you're definitely going to want to have a calculator nearby because we're going to dive into, if you remember, factor trees. Okay, so you can really do these like 100 million different ways, but 50, I'm going to break down as 5 times 10. All of these, remember, are times. Okay, 5 times 10. 5 is a prime number, meaning it's only 5 times 1 is the only way to get to it. 10 I can break down into 5 times 2. Now when we're simplifying radicals, you want the pairs to come out, and anyone who's left inside gets multiplied and stays inside. So for example, here's a pair of 5s. So that's going to go outside. And the 2 is left inside. You're only using things that are at the end of what I call these nodes. So if it ends there, you can use it. For example, I can't use the 10. I broke the 10 down further. Let's try 72. 72 I know is divisible by 9. So that's 9 times 8. 9 I know is 3 times 3. 8 I know is 4 times 2. And 4 is 2 times 2. So you'll notice here we have got two pairs. I've got a pair of 3s and I have a pair of 2s. When I've got two pairs, same thing, I'm going to multiply them and put them outside. 3 times 2 is 6. And this 2 is a loser, nobody's friend, so it stays inside. Great, let's try another one. Here we have 48. 48 I know is divisible by 12. So it's going to give me 12 times 4. Again, you could break these down a million different ways. 4 I'm going to break down here as 2 times 2. 12 I'm going to do 6 times 2. And 3 times 2. Again, millions of different ways you could break these down. The point is that you're breaking these down into the smallest numbers possible, or prime numbers. Circling our pairs now. Pair of 2s. Another pair of 2s. I'm going to multiply them and put them outside. 2 times 2 is 4. And then this 3 is a loner, so it stays inside. Make sure you take anybody that's a loner, multiply them, keep them inside. Let's try another one. This one is 80. I'm going to ignore that number out front and just break down the 80 first. Again, 8 times 10, million different ways you could have done that. 8 is going to be 4 times 2 and 2 times 2. 10, I'm going to do 2 times 5. All right. Pairs, I'm going to circle here, so it's 2 times 2. You notice I already have a 3 outside here. So I'm going to take that 3 and it's going to act just like these pairs do. So I'm going to do 3 times 2 times 2. Then I'm going to leave that square root of 5 inside. 3 times 2 is 6. 6 times 2 gets me 12 square root of 5. Last one here, 5 square root of 125. 125 I know is 5 times 25. 25 is 5 times 5. I'm going to circle a pair of 5s here. I'm going to multiply that by the number outside. 5 times negative 5 is negative 25. And this 5 has no friends, so it's going to stay inside. Negative 25 square root 5. Now those only involved numbers. Beautiful, awesome. But what happens when I throw in variables? Now if you would like to take a minute and copy down what I have here, then we'll get started. So you'll notice when I was doing the numbers, pairs came out. So doing this really long here, okay? If I had x to the 10th, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And again, we'll talk more about that when we get into exponents. But x to the 10th just means I'm taking x and multiplying it 10 times. So if I'm looking at pairs here, 1 pair, 2 pairs, 3 pairs, 4 pairs, 5 pairs. X, the square root of x to the 10th is x to the 5th. You'll see I had a 10 and it came back out to be a 5. What you're doing is because we're pairing them, we're dividing that number by 2. 10 divided by 2 was 5. Now you might ask, okay, well that's cool, but what happens when I don't have an even number? Fantastic you asked. Let's try this one. So that a I know is going to be a to the 7th. But here we have b to the 7th. Well, I know 7 is not a even number or divisible by 2. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that out and make it a 6. I'm going to reduce it by 1. B to the 6th is going to be b to the 3rd. And because I took that 1 out, I have to leave a b back inside. Let's do that again. C to the 5th. Again, not divisible by 2. So I'm going to take 1 out. I'm going to put it back inside. C to the 4th is just c squared. That's my final answer. Done. When you're reducing that number, make sure you're putting it back inside the radical. Here's another example. G to the 4th, 4 divided by 2 is 2. Here I've got k to the 21. Again, 21 is not divisible by 2, so I'm going to reduce it, put 1 inside. K to the 20th becomes k to the 10th, dividing that number by 2. Let's try it again. Here I have a number and letters. 49 I can break down into 7 times 7. So that's a pair that's going outside. And x to the 4th, that's divisible by 2, so that gives me x squared. Nothing left, just 7x squared. Here I need to break down 32. That's 8 times 4. If for any of these things, again, you need a calculator, a multiplication chart, all of those are fantastic things to start with. Now I'm going to show you a little bit of a quick cheat here. 8 is 4 times 2. So I've broken this down into 2 times 4 times 4. I'm not going to break these 4 down because I already see that I have a pair of 4s. Because I have that pair of 4s, that's going outside. 2 is a loner and gets multiplied inside. Okay, 13, again, not divisible by, let's see if I can move that, we'll leave it. 13 is not divisible by 2, so I'm going to reduce that by 1, put a g inside. 12 divided by 2 is g to the 6th. Same thing here with 9, reducing it by 1 and putting an s inside. 8 divided by 2 is s to the 4th. Extend that out. There we go. Last one. 4 square root 20, k to the 10th, m to the 5. Here we go. 20. I have 4 times 5, which is 2 times 2. I'm going to take those 2's, put them outside. 4 times 2 gets me 8. Okay, now I'm going to leave my 5 inside. Next, we're doing k to the 10th. 10 divided by 2 gives me 5. Last one, m to the 5th. Again, not divisible by 5, so I'm removing 1. Putting an m inside. 4 divided by 2 gives me m squared. All right, that is all that we have for this first day. Please let me know if you have any questions. I'm going to zoom out so you can pause here if you wanted to see a little bit more of a detailed spot. And here's the other one. If you've got any questions, let me know. Your homework's on Canvas.